Hey, it's Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and welcome to the Four Horsemen build for September 2021. The casting is a Matchbox Ford pickup truck, and the base is plastic, the body is metal, the interior is plastic as well. Overall, this is a really cool casting, one of my favorites from Matchbox, mainly because it's a hot rod. Overall, not too bad, decent detail. Fun casting to work with, and there's a lot of potential, and we have to make a delivery vehicle out of it. That's our challenge this month. So in the event that you'd want to participate, next month is Gulf Racing Colors. October, you see the casting there, and in November we got a police car, shop truck, so on and so forth. If you're going to participate, please send finished pictures to fourhorsemandiecast@gmail.com. So this one was a little tough to come up with an idea, mainly because it was a delivery to begin with. So I kind of went, and I don't really know, I don't really care about rules. Anyways, mine's sort of a delivery. It's more of a home service type of theme. I'm using some Rogue Syndicate wheels, some Benchworks Toys 3D printed motor. I got a coffin back there that I got from Grizz over at Bearcat 3D Customs. So there's a lot of 3D printed parts on this, obviously. And I'm kind of going with, the theme is a little dark, I guess you could say. But I need to cut the nose off and cut the grill off because I want to at least save the grill, but the hood is coming off completely. And then I'm getting rid of the motor on the base itself. Here I'm kind of playing around with like moon tanks and different grill shells. But for the most part, I'm going to get rid of all that anyways, and I'm not going to use it. So the bed, I need to get rid of the gas tank so that I can fit the coffin in the back. And then I'm going to have to put cut the tailgate just a little bit down, so get rid of the tailgate essentially to allow that to fit. So there is the finished product insofar as all the pieces. The nose has been cut off, the gas tank has been cut out. On these older trucks, a lot of times the gas tank was actually behind the rear seat. I mean, literally like right there, so you can smell the fumes as you smoked. No, I had a 53 Chevy pickup truck, and it was that the gas tank was right behind the seat. You could hear it sloshing around, and it was always fun. Good times. So to get the motor to fit, the axle sits right there. So obviously I got rid of the transmission, and in order to get the clearance so that the motor will sit, a little bit raked back like it's supposed to, but not be absurd, I have to trim a little bit where the axle hump is and the axle will sit just to get the clearance. Plus, just to get the height, you don't want the motor obscenely sticking up. It's got to look somewhat, I'd say, realistic. These are toys, but you want it to look, to scale. So I cleared out the fender well a little bit, the firewall, excuse me, and then got rid of the front, off the bottom of the motor just to get the clearance issues. And overall, it really wasn't that bad of a fit. I got to grind that hump down where the screw went through or the post. But other than that, this was really not bad to customize. It wasn't a ton of fabrication and custom chassis, and it really wasn't all that bad. If I couldn't have used this frame or chassis, then I would have made one. But fortunately, this one worked out. I'm cutting the humps. The wheel stops is really what they are. I call them disc brake pads, but or calipers. But that's not even that, just disc brakes. But either way, I'm doing this at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got some corrugated styrene that I'm using for the bed. And the theme of this, if you figured it out, it's definitely got something to do with a coffin. It's the cleaner. So, if you're at home chilling on a Sunday or a Saturday and you kill somebody and you need somebody to clean it up, you call the cleaner. They come and they, dispose of all the parts and make it like nothing ever happened, clean all your carpets, and they have to dispose of stuff. So that's what the coffin's for. So anyways, that's kind of where I was going with that. So I stripped this the best I could. I got different details that I'm kind of working on here and there. Um, a lot of this was detail painting, and the if you remember, I cut the grill off the hood when I cut the nose off the truck. So in order to, I wanted to reuse the grill. So obviously I had to cut the grill shell insert with the headlights off of the part that I cut off the nose of the truck. So that way that can fit into the grill shell and I get my headlights. So that really wasn't all that bad. It was just a quick cut. A little bit of filing on the metal grill shell to begin with. Other than that, that kind of went together nice and smooth. And then it's just detail painting. I'm going with a sacrilegious, but I'm putting a small block Chevy in the Ford, which was common for hot rods. I mean, we used to build cars, and the joke was we could always, building a Chevy motor was the cheapest because you can go down to 7-Eleven and get some nachos, a Big Gulp, and an alternator or a oil pump for a small block Chevy because parts were everywhere. And it's just what we had. So, but with the 3D printed parts, this motor looked cool. I liked the exhaust, and I liked that it wasn't obscene. It just has the velocity stacks on it. So I think it kind of fit what I was trying to do. I have some other motors that they kind of look cool, but they were just, it was really obscene. So then I got some gold. I'm just using various Vallejo colors mixed with a few Citadel colors. I kind of bounce back and forth. I don't have a particular brand I like. I just buy the assorted kits, from each. And once in a while, if I need a specific color, I'll go to my local hobby store, which is run by Mike from Mike's Mods and Customs. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do so. But I usually get my paints from him, or if I need shading or any kind of texture paints and stuff, I go there. But I've been kind of bouncing around with what I'm going to use. So just trying different things. And I like the Citadel because it dries quicker. But the Vallejo, I seem to have more color choices. So it's one washes the other. So there's no specific paints that if somebody asked me to recommend, I just can't. So, and I've had like 8 cups of coffee so far this morning, if you haven't been able to tell. I finally get a weekend off, and I wake up at 4:30. So it is what it is. Most of you, as you get older, you'll realize that it just sucks. But anyway, I'm just trying different things and painting, trying to get a little bit more of my detail painting. I tend to, so this is fun. When your paint gets stuck, you squeeze really hard, and you can see it goes everywhere. So lesson learned: make sure you clean it. Make sure you clean your tip. But so here I am painting the bed, which you're not going to see anyways because I made that corrugated plastic piece that's going to go over it. But I want to get the rest of the chassis in black, so that way, or the interior that's going to hit the chassis in black, so that way, when you go to put something together, you always see that little bit that you didn't paint on something. So I try to not skimp, even though, like I said, 90% of what I'm doing, you're not going to see. You couldn't see because it's buried, but my OCD kicks in sometimes, and it's just better to paint everything because you never know. And it's a good habit to get into, and it's good practice if you suck at painting like I do. So you can do red interior. I went with a white primer, and then I'm going to use my rust and chipping effects from Vallejo. And they give you various grades all the way up. They recommend you start with the primer, then you go dark rust, lighter rust, lighter rust, lighter rust again. But I just went a couple different colors so you can see the different shading there on the video, hopefully. And then I'm just going to hit it with the chipping medium, which I'm going to brush on. And then I'll paint it white again because I wanted a white vehicle. And, more, I don't know why I wanted white. I just wanted white. But anyways, so the first thing I do is I really kind of hit the areas that would rust, which would be your stake pockets, bottoms of doors, so on and so forth. And I printed out a bunch of decals because I'm not sure. I measure stuff, but I also like to be cautious, so I'll just print the whole sheet and various different sizes. So after I painted it white, you can see I kind of just used the brush to wipe off areas where I put the chipping medium. So it kind of gives it that worn and rusted look. Then I'm going to pretty much put my wheels together from Rogue Syndicate, which I left white. And I kind of liked, I was going to do them like a really obscene, um, bright color, and I decided to leave them white because I thought it kind of matched. And it was subtle, and I'm not, if I was going to go obscene, I would have gone with a bigger motor. So, and plus with the white, you can really see the details on these rims, and they're awesome. And I'm a huge fan of everything that they do over there at Rogue Syndicate. So, uh, obviously, you can see I made axle tubes, and I'm obviously having a hard time getting it in there because I can't see for shit. But essentially, you put your axle in there, and then you're going to glue in the middle just to secure the axle. And I had pre-ground the spots already before I glued the axle down. So that's that aspect of it. After, I'm not going to show you the painful decals process, but coffins on the wheels. I got the 666 behind the rear or in front of the rear wheels. Got the cleaner on the top. I painted the coffin black, added a little bit of red. Then I got this necklace chain that I'm going to use to strap the coffin down. And those are all my pieces parts. I mean, it's not a lot to this casting. It's one of those things that, I probably made more parts out of it than I actually used. So, but it's one of those projects that I couldn't wait for this to come up. I don't even know who recommended this one, but I'm not sure. But in the end, this is just one of those projects that I just had a blast with, and I couldn't wait to show you guys. If you like the content, make sure you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of all future videos. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I do have an Outlaw Custom Club YouTube membership with special benefits. Some members-only content like website discounts to customs that I have for sale, behind-the-scenes videos, progress pictures and content, so on and so forth. Make sure you check it out. So this is what we started with, what we all started with. Really cool on its own. I mean, but it was kind of a delivery truck to begin with, so it had me at a little bit of a loss, but which is kind of why I went with the service aspect of it and went that route. But I had a blast. I love the way this thing came out. This is one of my more favorite pieces that I've done. It's just ratty looking. It's a hot rod. It's dark. I had a blast doing this, and I hope it gave somebody a little bit of inspiration to try something new or to go outside their comfort zone. But either way, make sure you check out all the Four Horsemen builds and anybody else who's tagged Four Horsemen into their videos or social media. And let me know how you feel in the comments down below. I will catch you on the next one.